first it'll go wow, wow, wow. Take it nice and easy. Here is our bent offending part. Boy, that thing is tight. Hope that doesn't have a reverse thread on it. Let me check it the other way. No, it moves a little bit. Wow, let's try this one. Not the easiest thing to hang on to. Wow, those are tight. I wonder what somebody was thinking. I may have to get a hold of this with vice grips. That looks like I've already bent it. No, I couldn't have. Not that strong. Vice grips will make me strong enough to bend it. Hope I don't ruin my tool. There we go. Wow. I think that's entirely too tight for a crank. It's not a head bolt, guys. Might be damaged threads from it being bent though, but they were both tight and the other one's not damaged. This is a neat nut. You see our problem now. Aha! Oh, it uses a round key instead of a square key. There we go. Yeah, I guess I don't need to take this one off, but I am going to put it at the appropriate tightness, which is just a real hard snug there. Okay. Wow, I hope I can bend that back without breaking it. Looks kind of scary. It might already be cracked. We're going to have to make a tool to straighten this out. I'm afraid even if I could slide this off, seems like it should slide off, that I might not be able to get the larger bore here past that bend anyways. So I'm going to need to straighten this, I think, on the carriage. So we're going to have to make a tool to do that. Looks like this stem is through 312, 5/16. Bet you I've got a ream that size. So what I'm going to build is an extension shaft that'll let me tweak on this, and then we can turn it and maybe even get an indicator on the shaft to see how straight it is. Since this is so short, it doesn't have to be super straight to hide the wobble, but we can get it close. Yep, so I got to make an extension shaft with a 5/16 hole in it, 312 hole. This looks like a good piece of material for that. At first it'll go wow, wow, wow. Can you say that? Wow, wow, wow. Someone's been pounding on it. Let me clean this up in the lathe. See what we can do with it. I went to maximum size with the 3/8 center drill. So I have just a little bit of lead in on this hole. I'm going to open it up a little bit with the 1/2 inch. And that's a lot of lead in, but I'll face it off until I get what I want. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit of facing here. Just to clean up the end of that. Wait a minute. Keep doing that. And this bit wants to cut going in better than going out. We'll just let it do that and be happy. Okay, now we need our hole under 3/8. Focused. 3/8 is 375. A U is 368, so that's about 7 thousandths smaller. So we're going to drill this with a letter U bit. Alright, we have our lathe slowed way down. Not on back gears, but minimum speed without back gears. Now, let's see. That's a quarter, half. This is a little over a 1/2 inch hole. I'm going to go a little farther. Now, the nice thing about this tool is I actually own 2 South Bend lathes with this bent handle problem. The one I'm getting ready to work on is the one that's bent the worst. And it's probably going to break. And then we'll have to come up with another solution, but I got to try to straighten it without making another carriage screw or butchering up the one that's there to try to repair it. It's jobs like this is exactly why you want to buy out all the extra tooling people have that you can find. I have a 375 ream. This came from a buyout in Cincinnati where I bought a whole bunch of tools. Must have got 50 reams and a whole bunch of other crap with a toolbox for 60 bucks. How can you go wrong? Oops, what's going on? Wow, for some reason my pin here is popping out. That's happened a couple times. Feels a little loose. I'll have to look into that. There we go. We should have a pretty nice looking 375 hole there now. Well, I can't believe how much crap this file picks up. Let's see if we have a tool. Well, here's our tool. Got a nice clean hole in it. Oh! I measured wrong. How terrible. That's not 3/8. Well, we've got one for 3/8 on this side. Let's put one for, it must have been a quarter on this side. I'm sorry, it was 5/16. Holy cow, how could I screw that up? Alright, I went through all those steps again, only faster. And this time I have a 3/12 hole. Now the ream actually measures a little bit undersized, so this may not fit. Oh, it goes on good. Goes on good. Alright. Okay, so I am going to have to lock this down. Here's where we break the end of it off, very possibly. Wow. Oh, man. It is so tough. Well, I've got a tool to hold on to it with. I think I'm going to have to get it out of there. Well, I think I'm going to have to go over to the 20-ton press to set this pig up. I don't know. Not happy about it. Made a tool, but it concerns me. Yeah. Well, we're not hitting hard on that yet. Now we're hitting hard. Before we can get this apart, we have to straighten this at least a little bit. Look at what, I'm not sure if I missed filming something, but I was straightening this in the lathe. I'm sorry, I was straightening it on my 20-ton press I just set up. But look what you can see when you make a precision fit shaft to go on the end of a short shaft that's bent. Wow, wow, wow. So it springs back quite a bit. We might be able to get it perfect in here. Look at that. Look at that. And we're going the other way a little bit. So we're straighter. Still not where we want to be. Goodness, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Wow. Isn't that beautiful? I bet you I could put that handle back on there and it'd look perfect. But I notice this dial doesn't want to slip on the shaft, so I still need to take it apart and service this. Wow, it's amazing what you can do with the proper tools. Well, now that that's more or less straight, let's see if we can get this out. Oh, easy. Wow, you can get things apart when they're not all bent up. Well, let's put this in the lathe and see what we see. Seems to take almost nothing to bend that shaft. I think it's straight enough. Now here's where we're going to find the sends.